Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Breaking right now, a woman is dead and a young child critically injured in a house fire. And investigators say that fire was no accident. A live report is just minutes away.
Canceled. For the first time in more than 100 years, Michigan and Ohio State will not take the field in one of college football's most storied rivalries.
But we begin with a moment the entire world has been waiting to see for months. The first dose of the Pfizer vaccine administered today in the UK. Meanwhile, back here at home, there's brand new numbers showing just how well it works.
And sadly, that vaccine just can't come soon enough as deaths here in Michigan cross the 10,000 mark. 5,909 new cases of coronavirus over the past 24 hours.
That's 1,000 more than the two-day average from Sunday and Monday. 191 new deaths reported in the past day, including 79 from a review of past vital records. With those first doses going out today in the UK, the data the FDA will be relying on to potentially authorize the vaccine here was made public.
92-page document from Pfizer and the FDA's 53-page briefing document full of details on who received the vaccine thus far, how effective it was. Our Dr. Frank George has been going through that and is here with the highlights. Doc?
Yeah, Kim and Devin. So the summary lays out the demographics for the nearly 38,000 study participants, half of which received the vaccine and half of which received a placebo. They were largely successful at recruiting a wide range of ethnically and medically diverse populations to come to the conclusion that their vaccine is extremely effective across the board. For the study, 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine were administered 21 days apart. By design, 40% of those enrolled were over the age of 55. The primary question, how effectively can the vaccine prevent COVID-19 infection 7 days after the second dose of vaccine? Here are some of the characteristics of the people in the study. Most, 58%, were between 16 and 55 years old, but 21% were over 65 years old. 83% were white and 9% were black. 35% were obese and 46% had other health problems like diabetes or chronic lung disease. 76% of participants were from the U.S., 15% from Argentina, 6% from Brazil, and 2% from South Africa. At the time the data was analyzed for submission to the FDA, 162 people who received the placebo had developed COVID-19, compared to only 8 people who received the vaccine, showing an overall efficacy of 95%. This graph shows the cumulative number of COVID-19 cases from the day of the first vaccine dose. If you look closely at the bottom left, you can see that up until just before day 14 from the first shot, the blue line, people who received vaccine, and the red line, people who received placebo, track the same, meaning the first vaccine dose isn't doing anything. But around day 14, the lines split, with cases in the red placebo group continuing to increase, but the blue vaccine group remaining pretty flat. This suggests some effect even from the first dose. Now, we're also learning a lot more about this data from the potential side effect side. So ahead at 6, I'm going to take a closer look at what side effects participants reported and how often they occurred.
Really important element of all this. But there was also, Doc, some encouraging news about another vaccine today. You've got more on that, too.
Yeah, Devin. Newly released data revealed the COVID vaccine made by AstraZeneca and Oxford University is safe and effective. Phase 3 clinical trials were published in the Lancet Journal, and they include results from over 20,000 people. The average efficacy in that study was about 70%. But remember, that vaccine is much less expensive, and it does not need to be frozen.
Terribly important ingredients to all of this. All right, Frank. Citing a high number of cases and players in quarantine, Michigan has canceled this weekend's rivalry game against Ohio State.
And we want to get right over to Bernie. Bernie, there had been talks this was going to happen, and here we are.
Well, this is out of safety because the rise in COVID cases have been so much. And as you well know, it has changed the landscape, this virus, in sports and life this year. And today, another major event falls victim to it. For the first time since 1917, Michigan and Ohio State will not play. We've got highlights.
December 8th, 6 p.m. teases. I'm going to pop this.
But this leaves the Buckeyes in limbo. They need to play 6 games to be in the Big Ten title game. What happened there? Oh, they need to play 6 games to be in the Big Ten title game. They're 5-0. Now it's up to the conference to decide how to handle this. They meet tomorrow. As for Michigan, a short time ago, Jim Harbaugh said his team definitely wanted to play.
We wanted to play, and we were all very much this odds are against us, but let's go do this. And as I said before, to a man, our players wanted to have that opportunity.
I thought was really interesting at this press conference was Athletic Director Ward Manuel was there. He said he feels it is unfair for Ohio State to miss the playoffs or the Big Ten championship game because of the 6-game rule and because they're missing it because of Michigan's COVID numbers. So that's the problem. More on that coming up later. Very interesting day in Ann Arbor.
Sure has been. All right, Bernie. Washington also focusing on the coronavirus as both the president and the president-elect were holding healthcare events.
President-elect Biden announced the nominees for his health team. Biden listed his priorities in confronting the pandemic as masking, vaccinations, and opening schools. Meanwhile, President Trump hosted a summit celebrating the expected approval of the Pfizer vaccine.
Nobody thought it was even remotely possible to do what we've done in a period of less than 9 months.
The president signed an executive order aimed at getting vaccines to Americans before other countries, but it's unclear what the order will actually do. It comes after reports the Trump administration turned down the chance to secure an extra 100 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine. The White House denies those reports.
Let's now get to breaking news happening on Detroit's west side, which is where a woman has died and a child has been critically injured in what investigators say is a suspicious house fire. Happened this afternoon on Claiborne Street, not far from West Warren and the Southfield Freeway. Priya Mann, they're live. And Priya, I guess this is now a homicide investigation.
Yeah, that's right, Devin. Detroit police are looking for the person who shot this victim in the back of her head and then set this home on fire with a woman and a little boy inside.
Anytime you have babies involved, it gets a little difficult for us, and we just hope that this child and the mother, we hope that they pull through.
A little boy may die after being severely burned in a house fire. A woman was also pulled from the home. Detroit police say she was shot in the back of the head. The fire started around 12:30 Tuesday afternoon. A Detroit cop driving in the area saw the smoke, and when she got here, fire crews were already on scene. The officer started performing CPR on the child, who remains in critical condition.
One of my officers driving on the Southfield Freeway noticed a billow of smoke. She called it out, told the dispatch that she was going to come and investigate whether there was a house fire or not.
Police are working to identify the victims and say it appears they lived at this home near West Warren and Southfield Freeway on Detroit's west side. Tonight, police are looking for the person who shot this victim and set the house on fire.
Extremely troubling. It's one thing to have adults have issues, but you have a young child that also in that home. So to think that someone could possibly have set this fire is extremely troubling for me.
And that little boy remains in critical condition with severe burns all over his body. Anyone with information asked to call DPD. Reporting live from Detroit's west side tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya. Today, Detroit Mayor Duggan and the DWSD announced the moratorium on water shutoffs in the city is going to be extended through 2022.
And this new plan is going well beyond just that, too. Mara McDonald is live tonight. Mara, the emphasis here is there help for everybody, but you have to reach out to get it.
Exactly, Kimberly. You know, in this press conference today, Gary Brown, head of DWSD, did the math really fast. And he says 92% of Detroiters pay their water bills. You've got 8% that are in jeopardy. Of that 8%, maybe half can qualify for all this government and philanthropic assistance. The other half just needs a payment plan. And the options are there. You just have to call. The city of Detroit has already spent $22 million in payment assistance and major plumbing repairs and says with a combo of government and philanthropic dollars, it can keep it going through 2022.
The goal is to stop water shutoffs to low-income Detroiters once and for all.
Since March, the city has turned the water back on at 1,300 homes. Many of those weren't just in arrears, but needed plumbing repairs. To qualify for that help, you need to reach out to waynemetro.org. This is critical, and this is not a bill amnesty plan. If you are 200% below the federal poverty level, you can qualify for assistance.
But this city owes an enormous debt of gratitude to Gretchen Whitmer, who stepped in March and gave us the financial support for the $25 restart program. And since March, we have had no water shutoffs in this city for lack of funds. And with today's announcement, we're going to extend that moratorium through 2022.
Back here live. So what happens after 2022? Well, the mayor, DWSD, and former gubernatorial candidate Dr. Abdul El Sayed, who happens to be the former Detroit health director, all were together today to say moving forward, they're going to reach out, work out, and try and come up with money streams that could make this a permanent thing for low-income Detroiters. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara. Much more to come on this Tuesday. Let's check in with Ben.
Devin and Kim, we got a lot of clouds, cool temperatures out there again. However, we're going to squeeze in some 50s and snow before the end of the week. So we'll look at that coming up in a few minutes.
She was young, trusted the wrong person.
There was nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Became a human trafficking victim.
It was pretty horrific.
Escaped, then she was charged with a crime.
Exposing a flaw in the system as well as the story of redemption coming up.
Dining out this holiday season's getting really tough.
A lot of restaurants really, they are suffering incredibly.
And restaurant owners are struggling to stay afloat. And they'd like a little input in all of this. We're going to hear from one coming up.